Okay, so now we're going to do the work by hand. And when you do it by hand, you're going to go back and check your work. So that's why I have a work and a check. So I'm going to do the same problems that we did with the tiles, but now we're just going to solve it algebraically. So the same rule applies here. We want to get this x by itself. So we're going to undo this operation right here. Okay, so that's a +2. I'm going to subtract 2. Okay, and whatever you do to one side of an equation, you do to the other. So you're going to bring down your x, and a positive 2 minus 2 does not equal anything, that's 0, and 5 minus 2 is 3. This is your answer. Now we're going to check our answer. If we're saying x is equal to 3, we're going to take it and substitute it back in the original equation and see if it does truly equal the other side. Because remember, this side of the equation is supposed to equal that side of the equation. So let's substitute this 3 in for x. And then we're going to solve this side. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And now we're saying, oh yes, both sides of the equation equal each other. So this answer is correct. Okay? So you're always going to check your work. All right, the next question we have is x minus 4 equals 2. And we're going to put our check over here. So we're going to rewrite the equation. We're going to solve for the variable over here, and whatever we get for an answer, we're going to put it back in. We call it substitute in for the variable, and we're going to solve it and see if both sides equal each other. So we want to isolate this variable. So this is a minus 4, so we're going to add 4. Whatever you do to one side of an equation, you do to the other. And then we get x equals 2 plus 4 is 6. So this is my answer. And now I'm going to go on this side and I'm going to check my answer by substituting this 6 in for x. And I'm going to rewrite the equation. So 6 minus 4 equals 2. So both of these, 2 is equal to 2. That's a true statement, right? So that one checks. So we know this answer is correct. In this case, x is equal to 6. The next question is x plus 6 equals 8, and we'll put our check over here. And honestly, if you are able to check your equations, you should be able to get every single one of these correct, as long as you're substituting in and checking it correctly, okay? Because if we made a mistake, we'd be able to find it when we get over here to the check. So this is a plus 6, so I'm going to subtract 6. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So x equals 8 minus 6 is 2. That's our answer. Let's check it. So x is now 2. If I substitute it in my equation, it better balance. 2 and 6 is 8, and that one checks out. The next problem is x minus 3 equals negative 2. We're going to add 3 to both sides. And x equals 1. Let's check by substituting in. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. This side equals that side, so that checks, which means the answer is correct. Okay? And that's it for that problem there. And now we're going to go to the second part where it was the multiplication or division. So the next problem we're going to do is 2x equals 10. And here's our check over here. Here's our work. And there's our check. So let's rewrite this here. All right, this says 2 times x equals 10. So this is multiplication. Let's undo the multiplication by dividing by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is really 1. 1 times x is x. Or you could say that cancels that out. It equals 1. Okay? I don't think I'd say it would cancel it out. I'm going to say that equals 1. So 1 times x is x. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Let's substitute it in to see if it works. If it does balance. So 2 times 5 equals 10. This side equals that side. So this answer is correct. Okay, the next problem would be 3 times x equals 12. 3 times x equals 12. We're going to divide both sides by 3. Remember, that's going to be 1x. 1 times x is x. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. We're going to substitute that in to see if it equals each other. 3 times 4 is 12. That balances, so the answer is correct. Okay, the next problem is 5x equals 10. We're going to divide by 5, and x equals 2. Let's check to make sure it works by substituting it in. And that's 10 equals 10. It works. So this is your answer. And then we did one more with the tiles. So 4x equals 12. 4x equals 12. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 3. So 4 times x is 3. And 12 equals 12. That's right. So this is the answer. We have more we need to practice, but these are the ones we're going to start with today. Okay? And then we'll have some practice. I'll load some things on. Okay?